Well, here's my walkaway story. I've been reading all of them and I'm like, let me add mine. I haven't been a Democrat in quite a few years, but I was one 3/4 of my life. I grew up in a small town in Connecticut, and I honestly thought that people were prejudiced back then. That was in the 70s. And I'm like, I want to live in a city where it's more diverse. And I took my children and moved to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Oh my God. And I learned a few things. I bought a home. The taxes were very high. My kids couldn't go to the local school because they were busing in kids from the projects to the neighborhood. There was more crime now. There were officers at the doors to the high school to search and frisk kids because they were carrying guns. I was getting nothing for my high taxes I was paying, and I had to send my kids to a private school in the next town. So I worked 3 jobs. I was still a Democrat. I was still happy when I was there because it was just such diversity. Then I got a job working at a place in Norwalk, Connecticut, and their main role was to get illegal immigrants jobs. There were regular, I guess, legal immigrants too, but there were also illegal jobs, Section 8 housing, welfare, all those things. And they had health insurance, and I was like, gee, I don't even have half of these things, and I'm working 3 jobs to support my children and have a house. And it really got me upset after a while. I'm like, gee, they're not even citizens. And my kids, when they graduated, one of them did not get any scholarships to anything. His friends did, who weren't even as smart, and they got it for being Cuban, Black, Hispanic, all these different scholarships. And my son, who's just white, got nothing. And then I started wondering about this whole system. And the straw that kind of broke the camel's back was my friend who was Black. Her sister from the projects was going to move into my neighborhood, and she didn't have to put a down payment down, and she was going to have like interest-free mortgage for a while just because she was a minority coming from the projects. And I was a single mom working 3 jobs just to have my house there and paying for my children myself. And after a while, I'm like, this is all Democrat policies. And I was just like so disgusted, and I really woke up. And, it was a nice thought when I was younger that the Democrats are for equality and this and that, and they're not. They are constantly using race and gender to divide us. And I love this country. I'm a first-generation American, and my mom came here. She said she kissed the ground at Ellis Island just to be in the United States. She escaped a concentration camp, and she was so grateful to be here. Her whole family was grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be a first-generation American. And I see that you can work yourself up. The sky is the limit. Anyone can go from nothing to having a lot here. And anyway, I just got tired of just finding out how life really is, and it like sounds like so wonderful, but those people on the Democrat side are just dividing us and they're not for us taking responsibility for ourselves. And I just saw it happening all around me with special treatment to other people, that just because they had a different skin color or ethnicity, they got special things given to them. And here I was working my butt off all the time to support my kids. And it wasn't fair. And that's why I left the Democratic Party. And I'm not saying Republicans are great, but it's like one party is totally evil and the other one is just, eh. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.